So this is Thursday, January the 5th. This is my yoga practice. Let's get started. So, start off with a very quick forward fold to get any kinks out of the neck and back. Gotta be careful with the next day. This one I was doing my headstands yesterday. Things did not work out as well as I wanted to, so the neck's hurting a little bit on this side. So we gotta be a little bit more gentle with the neck today. Make sure to get any kinks out, because it definitely feels like something got hurt and it's got to heal up a little bit. So just got to make sure everything's in the proper alignment and keep on trucking. Alright, so down facing dog, 3 minutes. Find pose. It's a very interesting pose. So I have to, at the same time I'm trying to stretch the shoulders, the front side of the shoulders, right, so like the pectoral area, and yet I have to push down a little bit so that my hands don't slide out. So if I just completely relax, then my hands will slide. So I've got to use enough musculature to keep my hands from sliding on the shoulder. And yet at the same time, I want to stretch out the shoulder as well as rotate the pelvis. And so you just kind of figure out the balance and hold the pose. The other thing to work in this pose is trying to get the heels towards the ground. And work the legs towards straight, because eventually you'll get the heels to the ground, you'll be able to pick up the toes. And just relax. Feel the breath slide in and out of the body. Rotate the pelvis a little more, straighten the legs a little, keep your arms straight, keep the palms firmly into the earth. And that's it. That's 3 minutes. That was interesting. Some cracks on the wrist, some pops on the wrist. Alright, next up, upward facing dog. Hands towards feet. Feet to the back. And there's a pose. Looks like I need to scoot back a hair. Hey, you got somebody watching. So this is me, this is my personal yoga practice, this is what I do every day. Upward facing dog with the fingers pointed towards the toes, getting a cramp out of the left big toe. The low back slide into place.
neck is still bothering me a little bit, so the head doesn't want to go all the way back. So we'll rotate shoulders a little bit. Hold this for the 2 minutes. Relax. So yeah, since the neck is bothering me, that's where I will send a lot of conscious awareness. Allow the body to try and heal. And just relax. Neck is providing a lot of sensation today. There we go. And feel the wrists a little bit. Feel the forearms stretch. Another 48 seconds. Use the back muscles to rotate each of the vertebrae as much as you can in the mid and upper back as I protect the neck. Feel the breath slide in and out of the body. 3, 2, 1. And that's that. Alright, that's the starter back bend pose. Simple pose to get the back ready for an enhanced back bend wheel pose. So from here up on the head, and then get the body up. Oh, there we are. See how long I can hold this today. Timer's got 2:35 on it. I normally seem to be able to hold it for about a minute before I have too much sensation. And it's usually the endurance on the shoulders, the muscles used in the shoulders to keep this up, is the limiting factor. I feel a stretch on the abs, some stretch on the thighs. And of course, rotation all along the back. There we go. Arms starting to give out. Look at that. Almost been in a minute. That's a minute 30. There we go. That's it for that. Finish out this timer with a count pose. Hands to the heels. And be very careful with the neck. Trying to find a good spot for the neck. Stretch of the pectorals, as well as a stretch on the upper thigh area. feeling better. And relax. Feel the pose. And that's that. Let the body equalize. Reset the timer. Next up, oh hey, look at that, got somebody else. And forward fold. So elongate the spine. Allow the head to come forward. The crown of the head float towards the earth. Heels, ankles, balls of the feet together. Balance. And let's get the hands under the feet today. Straighten the legs. Let the arms relax, so elbows bend. And then use mainly the heels for balance. Rotate the pelvis a little more, straighten the legs. Can tug with the hands a little bit to try and help all that. Straighten it back, rotate forward. Keep the legs nice and straight. Continue to breathe, get another minute, 24 seconds. And relax. Feel the breath flow in and out of the body. Find some space. Just move everything a little bit as you keep your balance. And straighten those legs. And rotate the pelvis forward. Stretch on the hamstring. Relax. Let the body fold over. Just the hands a little bit to pull yourself down. And that's that. All right. Backflip, yeah, right. Never been able to do a backflip. Dude, that's just too much movement, momentum, stuff like that. I can do slow stretches, but not backflips. Thanks for the advice, though. All right, so now, hip openers. And we start with the left leg. Left foot in towards the chest, right? You can cradle that left foot. And then you want to lay down. Yes, the foot is going behind the head. You bring the foot up. Real careful with the muscles on the around the hip area, because they like to slide over the bone a lot when you manipulate your foot in this area around your chest. So you've got to be very careful of that. Now relax. Feel where you can go today. we go. Right? Just your simple everyday yoke. Right? Just stick the foot behind the head. So the shin and ankle, actually the ankle is right on the that bottom ridge on the skull, and then the place where the very back of the skull meets the neck, that's where the shin is placed to help keep the leg in place. And then I've got my right arm around my left foot to help keep the leg back there. Because when I go like this, right, and I just got the foot behind the head, it takes a lot of effort on the neck and spine in order to keep the leg back. So when I keep the right hand up, it helps to keep the leg back. And then you notice I just rotated a little bit. When I rotate like this, I've now got the left knee on the earth. This actually changes the stretch in the thigh quite a bit. And then instead of the vertebrae, the bones in the back on the earth, now I've got the that muscle on the left side of the back into the earth. I'll hold this for another 40 seconds. Much different stretch going from here to here. It actually takes the intensity up quite a bit on the thigh. In fact, a little too much. So eventually I'll get there, though not today. Must be because it's the a lot of the stretch is because of gravity pushing into the back. All right, time to get out. So very slowly and carefully, lovingly, bring that leg down. Because with that stretch, it constricts the blood flow to the left leg, and so the left foot starts to fall asleep. Not long enough to actually fall asleep, but it will start to fall asleep. So you gotta let the blood flow get back in the left leg, and then we get the other leg started. So first up, get that leg towards the chest. If you can do that, you're awesome. If you can't, you'll get there. And then lay down. Take care as you bring the foot up, because the muscles slide over the hip. And see where you can go today. And for some reason on this side, I just kind of naturally flop over, where the right knee is on the earth, whereas that was too much sensation on the left thigh on the other side. It just kind of works on the right side. So my right thigh is apparently a hair more open than my left thigh. So I can't. Yeah, it really feels like the thigh is just stretched out a little more on the right side for whatever reason. Alright, and that's that. So then hold that for another minute and 40 seconds. So I have felt some progress. I've been doing the legs behind the back every day for about 2 weeks now, something like that. Of course, it was very flexible before. I've practiced yoga for quite a while. But I hadn't been doing feet behind the back every day. So I started doing this, I think. I'm more flexible, I should be. I definitely feel a stretch down here. So that's good. I don't feel a stretch in many poses. Relax. Feel the sensation. Yeah, just all right thigh, hip and thigh. And some hamstring. Another 35 seconds. Right now it feels like my left shoulder, my left arm starting to go to sleep a little bit. Apparently it's in a position to constrict blood flow. addition to the right foot. And this is all about finding a sustainable pose, something you can sustain all day if you'd like. So you negotiate with the body. You say, hey, can we do this today? And when the body says no, you honor and respect when the body says no. Very carefully bring it out, straighten the leg, blood flow to reestablish. Alright, hamstrings. Yeah, as if that wasn't right. So, focused hamstring stretch. The easy mode hamstring stretch is Janushirasana. Do that. I would like a little more stimulation. So I get my legs at about 120 degrees. There we go. And then it's a stretch for me at first because the back's got to get into the right spot. But I get the hand over and the low back, takes its time. And then eventually I get the head and shoulder towards the earth. But the pelvis, the leg, the spine all have to slowly get into the right space, the right spot. And a lot of the weight on the body is actually in the left hamstring. There we go. And the left hand goes underneath the right hamstring, which gets a nice intense stretch on the bottom of the left thigh, including the left hamstring, as well as the right shoulder. And relax. Again, find a sustainable pose that you can hold for another minute and 7 seconds. So I think I'm basically at kind of a max on this pose, but I still feel a lot of intensity, especially on the left thigh. And then I can kind of start to straighten the spine, use the muscles to straighten the spine a little bit, which gives more intensity on the left thigh. So I can attenuate, I can vary the intensity that I'm feeling in the left thigh based on the amount of effort I'm using in the low back to straighten the back. And so feel that nice stretch. And relax. And that's that. Very slowly get out. Hey, more people is watching. Awesome stuff. Timer, reset, make sure the right foot is in frame, and then I do the other side. So now the back, the spine, and the pelvis, we're all used to going that way. So now I've got to slowly adjust so that everything can go on the right hand side. My right hand side is usually a little bit more open than my left. So my right hamstring should be a little bit more open. But my left shoulder is usually a little tighter. And this is the second side. So certain parts, this is easier. Yeah, like the back. It's just ready to go. Whereas on the left side, I had to very slowly coax the back into getting there. I got the right hand under the left hamstring and turn the eye of the elbow, so that's the bicep side of the elbow, towards the floor.
provides a little twist on that ball and socket joint on the right shoulder. I feel this and relax. Now I've got a lot of support muscles in my left shoulder, helping it to find the stretch. When I relax those support muscles, I start to feel much more of a stretch, a lot more sensation on the left shoulder. So use the low back muscles to start to straighten the back, to enhance the sensation on the right hamstring, the right thigh, and then even move my hand a little bit closer, my left hand a little bit closer to my right heel. Seems like the closer that is to the heel, the more intense the stretch. Take a moment to relax. See, when I relax, the only real effort is on the left hand. But then after relaxing, pulse the muscles a little bit in the low back, straighten the back to intensify the stretch on the right thigh. And then there's a lot of shoulder movement. You can kind of rotate and twist the shoulder, the left shoulder a little bit, both shoulders a little bit. And then just feel that spot where the shoulder is. Another 17 seconds. And relax. Feel the breath slide in and out of the body. Feel the sensation provided by this wonderful pose. Yeah, a lot of the weight of the body is on the right thigh.
And that's it for that side. Alright, clear that out. Next posture is wide splits. So, if you're just starting and following along, you just kind of sit on the floor, right? A pose that you can sustain for 3 minutes, more or less, the rest of the day if you could, if you had the time. And then eventually, after you do it enough times, you have enough practice, you do it day to day, you just kind of flop over and get your man parts out of the way, otherwise the pelvis will crush the man parts, which, that's too much sensation. And feel this, can I touch the toe? Oh, can't quite touch both toes, because the feet, if I had the feet further up, I could probably touch both toes. But I'm in a good enough spot. I like it like this. Stretch the shoulder. Minute for each side. Awesome thing about this stretch is that you can use the upper body muscles, the rib cage, the rotation on the rib cage to control the intensity of the stretch. So I'm still not at the max for the shoulder stretch, but for the leg stretch, it feels like I'm at the max. Right? For me, the leg stretch is more of a maintenance pose. But I keep doing it every day because if you don't do it, you lose it. Generally, it takes about a week or two before you start to lose any kind of flexibility that you may have gained. But the cool thing is, unless you work out too hard, you can usually gain your flexibility back faster than you gained it the first time. Yeah. The caveat to that, though, is right if you work out really hard and you've got the delayed onset muscle soreness, that'll usually wreck your flexibility. If you have that on the muscle that you're trying to stretch, because your body has to rebuild. Oh, way too long on that side. Did that 1.5 minutes instead of just a minute. Not paying attention. Alright, so we'll go long on this side too. Because it is a nice stretch, good stretch on the shoulder. The right side I feel more compression on the pectoral than I did on the left side. is just a fascinating experience. How the two sides of the body are different. So you have bonus time on this side because it didn't do it on the other side. And feel that right shoulder. Relax for about another 30 seconds. Feel the shoulder press into the earth. Hands starting to go to sleep. For another few seconds, you can feel the right hand tingling. And there we go. Alright. Awesome. Get the timer started for the final posture of practice. Handstand. Yay, handstand practice. So, get the hands about shoulder width apart. And we're going to press up into the starter pose. So from here, find the weight into the hand. Press up. There we go. So this is the starter pose. Find your balance on your hands. And you can, right here, hover the feet, which is really great practice for your rib cage, your abs, all that, to start to build those muscles up so that you can do your handstand a little more effectively. And when you're ready, you just kind of bring the hips up. Find balance and bring the hips up. Oh, come on, hold it, gain it, baby. Ah. I didn't really walk around that much, but hey, that was interesting. Alright, we'll try that again. And this time we'll start from yogi squat. So yogi squat, hands together, hands to the floor. And then you can find a crow pose. And then from there, lift up. There we go. Balance, balance. The balance. Keep the balance. Relax as you keep the balance. That was not planned, but that happened. Alright, so good stuff. That is my practice for the day. No headstands for me. My neck's got a little nagging issue back there. So no headstands today. Alright. Thanks everyone for watching. Alright, can I get the cursor there? And yeah, the hands don't want to type after doing a handstand. Go figure. Y'all have a great day. I appreciate y'all watching and enjoy.